So, the TKM Extreme class, again, like the others, we didn't visit Rissington back in 2020 or 2021 due to the COVID outbreak. But back in 2019, it was Lewis Wadley that won both finals here at Rissington. Lee Whittingham finished third in the first final and second in the second final rather. Adam Sparrow, second in the first one, he's here. And Chris Whitton finished third in the opening final. So both Sparrow, Lee Whittingham and Whitton both have experience of finishing on the podium here in the British Championship. The season started at Shenington with Chris Whitton beating Sam Johns and Kai Springfield. Johns then returned the favour and beat Whitton to the line at Warden Law with Joe Fowler third. And this race, Chris Whitton is going from pole position, but he's aiming for his 7th British Championship victory in the modern era, and that would put him 4th on the all-time list behind Kai Hunter, Danny Curl and Oliver Greenall. Can Chris Whitton further strengthen his grip on the British Championship? He leads it already by over 15 points. This is round 4 out of 6. Here's the grid. Chris Whitton and Ben Watts on row 1. Aaron Lask and Charlie King go from row 2. Whitton's nearest championship rival, Sam Johns, goes from row 3 with Michael Cornell outside of row 3. Then it's Adam Sparrow, the 2020 British champion, and Joe Fowler, third last year. Spencer Lane and Lee Whittingham go from row number 5. Kai Springfield and Jack Saunders go from row 6. Harvey Roth and Archie Strong are on row 7. Ashton Cox and Cian Bennett on row number 8. Row number 9 is Isaac Marsh and Megan Lawson. Tom Johnson and Fen Chapman round out the 20-kart grid. Oh no, problems for Tom Johnson. The class and motorsport number 42 is pushed out of the way. Lights are out. We're off and racing. It's a good start from Whitton. Muscling his way up into second place. The first corner is Aaron Lask. And now the drivers know they have to try and get past Whitton quickly, because if Whitton gets some clean air at the front, he goes and he cannot be, and he's very unlikely to be caught. So Whitton leads, Lask in second, into the dogleg for the first time. And everybody round cleanly. And you can see the number 93 of Aaron Lask already getting his head down and really pushing to try and drag Whitton back into the pack. Megan Lawson gets up over the curbs going through the elbow as we complete lap number 1 of this 15 minutes plus 1 lap pre-final. And Anthony, Aaron Lask's task is clear. Get to Whitton, get past him before Whitton can stretch his legs.
Well, so far, he has not managed to stretch his legs. He has stayed right beside him. So Aaron is in a good position here to send it down the inside, but he didn't there.
I was going to say, gotta go.
You've just got to do it, Aaron. You've just got to get past. Just hold it.
This is nothing against the Rob Saul racing team.
No.
However, Whitton has had the pace on everybody.
Yeah.
So Lask, I mean, I can't imagine Aaron Lask thinking to himself, oh, do you know what, I can hang with Chris Whitton and sit on his rear bumper for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Because no one else has been able to do it for 10 minutes during the heat races. So in this longer race, you just think, well, Whitton's just got an even bigger opportunity to pull away. But now, of course, Whitton sets his kart up to come on in the second half of the race. So this is where he's susceptible. You've got Ben Watson and Charlie King, 3rd and 4th. So Whitton's nearest title rival, Sam Johns, is down in 7th. And Aaron Lask is just happy to sit there and, oh dear, Harvey Roth and Kai Springfield out of the race. And there looks like a bent side pod. There's a bit of communication. Luckily, I think it's muffled by their crash helmets, because we may have to get the bleep button out if we could hear that. Not happy. So with Tom Johnston retiring on the rolling lap. There's Sam Johns getting squeezed wide. A 3-wide situation going off into turn number 1. Somebody's on the grass. I can see out of the corner of my eye, there is the bent rear bumper of the number 63 car of Harvey Roth. So Kai Springfield, who finished 5th in the O plate here a week ago, 4th in the championship, is now out of contention. Lask, I've got to say, still doing a good job on this lap number 4. of pegging Whitton back, but the gap between Whitton and Lask 2 laps ago was 2 kart lengths. It's now about 3. Inch by inch, Whitton is pulling away, and Lask has got. I mean, well, it's a good last corner on Lask. If I was Aaron Lask, I'd be gunning for it. I'd be going for it as soon as I could. Nearest opportunity, not there. Maybe into dogleg. You're not going to get too many of these opportunities, Aaron. So make the most of it while you can, my son.
Yeah, definitely so. I mean, like you said, he's doing a fantastic job at the moment. He is sticking with it. But I have to say, Ben Watson is starting to fall back a little bit now. The top 2 are breaking away. But like you say, he's got to keep that up. You said it earlier. Chris Whitton's momentum comes in the latter part, and you can see at the exit there, the dog leg.
It's now 5 kart lengths.
Yeah, you've got to try and get past ASAP.
I mean, Aaron Lask is 3rd in the championship standings at the moment, so he is thinking of points being prizes. But of course, this is round 3 of 6 for the TKMs. We'll be at the halfway point of the standings this time around, and Whitton has been utterly dominant. You know, he's either finished 1st or 2nd in the points standings, after the heats and the final at Shenington, the heats, the final at Warden Law. So he's not dropping many scores. Well, he's not having many bad weekends. But Lask, to his credit, and to the credit of Ben Watson, the number 95, and the number 16 of Charlie King, they're closing in. So we've got a Talco-supported privateer leading, RSR driver with Aaron Lask in 2nd, a Klassen Motorsport driver with Ben Watson in 3rd, and a Tim Wilson Motorsport driver with Charlie King in 4th. And there is Lee Whittingham, true privateer entry, as in a non-Talco supported privateer, moving up into P5 ahead of Adam Sparrow. Joe Fowler runs 7th, Archie Strong is 8th, Jack Saunders 9th, Sam Johns all the way down in 10th place. Not good for Sam Johns or his title contention. Once again, Anthony, commentators being proved completely wrong as Aaron Lask closes back in.
He has indeed. Now, is that potentially because Chris Whitton tyres have gone off maybe? He won both the heats.
I mean,
he drove away with it.
This is as close as he's ever been.
Yeah.
I'm got to say, I'm surprised. Look at all those marbles on the outside. But Aaron Lask, of course, Aaron Lask, he's not won. And just checking my statistics, has he been on the podium in the British Championship in TKM Extreme? The answer is no, he hasn't. I'm just going to check the junior results, and his name doesn't appear on the list there either. So Aaron Lask yet to finish on the podium, and that is also going to play a part, I think, in his mentality. You know, he's like, do I gamble it and risk taking out the race leader and the penalty and costing myself a podium when I'm there? But there are 4 karts in this group. One of these 4 drivers, at least, is going to miss out. But Lask is looking so good. Come on, can we spring a surprise? Well, we've had championship table turned upside down in KZ2. I mean, a 2nd place for Chris Whitton's not going to affect his championship lead, which at the moment stands at about 40 points. But if Aaron Lask makes this move, that would move Aaron into 2nd in the championship. So we'll have to see. And of course, he wants to try and drag Whitton back and give Watson and King a chance as well.
That's the first time I've seen Chris Whitton ducking behind the steering wheel. I reckon he feels like even he's struggling out there with pace.
Yeah, obviously if he's trying to do that, he's just trying to gain an extra 100th if he possibly can. So he knows that the pressure, whatever was working for him in the heats, is not working quite so much in this race. But with about 8 minutes to go in the heat races, that's when we start seeing Whitton pull away. We've now got 8.5 minutes to go. We're on lap 10, however. Lask has been inch perfect so far. Whitton using a little bit more of the circuit than Lask. That tells me the rear end of Whitton's kart is not as glued to the track surface as he would like. And there is Archie Strong trying a little bit of horticulturalism.
Yes. I don't know if it paid off too well, though.
No, I don't know. A bit of grass in the intake.
Yeah.
You've got to stay off the grass. It's illegal.
Yes. Yeah. And you can't get too far off the grass as well, because the MOD will be on your case very quickly. Yes, especially here.
There will be a sniper
in those trees in the background. But yeah, no, this is good stuff. Now they're starting to spread out a little bit in between the two groups. So Whitton and Lask breaking away. Watson and King slowly starting to fall back.
Oh,
and there goes
Charlie King.
Yeah, King thought, okay, they're starting to lose them. I'm going to go. Let's go.
Yeah,
straight away.
Indeed. And so Charlie King obviously feels that he has got... Now, Charlie King had a podium finish as a junior driver, hasn't yet been on the British Championship podium as a senior. So, Chris Whitton, as I was saying, Anthony, this could be Whitton's 7th British Championship win, which would put him 4th on the all-time list behind only Danny Curl, Clayton Ravenscroft and Ollie Greenall. And when you think that traditionally the TKMs do less rounds, like we've only got 6 rounds this year compared to 7
true.
for the X30s and the Armies and the Rotaxes, that is significant. There's a little bit further back. That is the battle for 5th position. Joe Fowler in the number 3 kart for Class of Motorsport. And again, the Class of Motorsport team recovering, collectively they're recovering well after last night's revelry, which did involve some darts, a dartboard, Joe Cheek's hand,
butter knives,
a slice of pizza, a dartboard, a butter knife and a dartboard, and an angry landlord. All fun and games, a typical night out for Class of Motorsport.
That landlord is watching.
Well, they all 15 of them, they spent their money.
Yeah.
You know.
There you go.
What's a new dartboard? 70, 80 quid? Ah, that was 1 round of drinks. Here we go. Back up there. Now, Joe Fowler is 3 seconds. There's Joe Fowler just exiting stage right of your shot there. He's 3 seconds behind the top 4. Just under 6 minutes to go. Whitton, Lask, King and Watson. Nose to tail, although King and Watson now a couple of tenths back, and Whitton, his lead is up to 0.2 of a second. So while we're watching this group battling for 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th place, there's the number 34 kart of Lee Whittingham going through. Sam Johns is still down in 10th. The lead back, you can just see going out of the top of your screen there at top bend.
Didn't look like 0.2 there to me.
No, it looked like about a cigarette paper.
Yeah.
You know, maybe a couple of cigarette papers.
Yeah.
Half a pack of Rizzler.
Oh, okay.
Half a pack. Yeah. Still not a great deal.
No.
Now, Jack Saunders having a good run, started stone last in the 2 heat races. And there's the leaders. Oh, and that gap, it's... well, the gap between 2nd and 3rd is now less than the gap between 1st and 2nd. Now, Ben Watson is starting to fall back now. So Whitton beginning to just ease away ever so slightly. Oh, I'm by no means as talented a driver as these guys are. Never was. That's why I talk about it. Not do it anymore. But have to say, I think Lask's best chance is probably gone.
Yeah.
You know.
Now,
but I've been proved wrong quite a few times today already.
Yeah.
Come on, Aaron, prove me wrong again.
Rissington is proving us wrong in many aspects, isn't it?
Ways.
So, well, Aaron Lask there just did the think symbol to Charlie King. Yeah.
And now, Charlie King goes, yes, I am thinking. I'm thinking about passing him.
I'm sure he is. Now, as Lask has dropped back from it, is he thinking that he wants Charlie to push him, or is Charlie just going to send it and think, what would you be doing in Charlie King's
judging
shoes?
On Charlie King's mentality so far this race, the minute he saw a slight gap emerge between Lask and Ben Watson, he went for the move.
Yeah.
He's now seeing a slight gap emerge between Whitton and Lask in front of him.
But he's not going for the move.
I think he's not gone for the move yet, but this is his first year as a senior, and a couple of drivers have said, look, Charlie, you know, it's a bit different now. You've got to think a bit more than you did as a junior. You know, is this now Charlie King's maturing during the course of the season? But whereas Whitton was under real pressure 3 or 4 laps ago, he's now got that inching away. He's now got that little buffer behind him. He's not leaning down behind his NASA panel anymore. So he's not trying to squeeze. Yes, was there an issue?
No, Charlie King's now dropped way off it. He's dropped way back now off the back of Aaron Lask.
Oh, there he is. He's a couple of kart lengths back. Ben Watson is the driver that's really... Ben Watson is falling like the proverbial Cotswold stone, which is very nice, by the way. Every house in the area is built with it. But there's the number 95, and the number 95 is now being caught by Joe Fowler. Bit of a dark horse in the championship after missing the opening round. The number 3, Joe Fowler, closing in on Ben Watson. They're side by side between, I think that was Jack Saunders and Adam Sparrow, possibly.
I think that was Lee Whittingham and Spencer Lane.
Ah, okay, could have been. And that would be Lee Whittingham trying to pass Spencer Lane for 8th position.
Tried it, don't think it completed it though.
There's Michael Cornell, the number 33 kart. Cornell back in 15th position as we look at the number 7 of Spencer Lane and the number 19 of Adam Sparrow. And behind them is the number 34 of Lee Whittingham. So Lee Whittingham has not only failed to gain a place, he has lost a place to Adam Sparrow. 2 minutes to go. Further back, we've still got 18 drivers running. Harvey Roth is a lap down after his incident with Kai Springfield. Fen Chapman is 17th, 16th for Archie Strong. Then Michael Cornell in 15th. Isaac Marsh is 14th. Ashton Cox 13th. Megan Lawson up to 12th. Cian Bennett up to 11th. Sam Johns disappointed in 10th. Then Lee Whittingham in 9th. Sparrow is 8th. And the number 7 kart, the Spencer Lane, conveniently running in number 7 in P7.
Harvey Roth did say to me as well before this final that he was going to make this exciting. I think he's failed in that.
Well, he did make it exciting
for a brief moment
when he crashed with Kai Springfield.
Yeah, that's not what I had in mind when I wanted to make it exciting. So,
but Aaron Lask now 7/10 of a second down. You know, I think maybe, Anthony, when you speak to Aaron, if things stay as they are and Aaron finishes on the podium, it'll be a great first podium for him in the British Championship. But does he regret not making that move on the first 3 or 4 laps when Chris Whitton was right in front of him?
Yeah.
Because I think now the opportunity has gone, and 7/10 of a second, Aaron Lask is going to be now more concerned with defending second place over Charlie King than trying to take the fight to Chris Whitton.
It is one of those sort of hard situation questions, isn't it? Because, like you say, for him, it's his first podium. Does he want the podium over?
And he's third in the championship.
Yeah.
He's 1 point behind Sam Johns, who's second at the moment. And with 20 seconds to go, the championship positions, Chris Whitton has got 384 points. Sam Johns, 346. Aaron Lask, 345. Spencer Lane on 331. So Johns, almost 40 points behind Whitton at the moment, and Whitton just reels off the laps.
Yeah, King's caught back up now to Lask, and those two very, very close for P2 now. Keep a close eye on it, because where is Joe Fowler in this mix? P4.
He's passed Ben Watson.
He has, and he's 3 point something odd seconds behind,
He's a bit far behind to catch them unless something happens. So we're on to the final lap, ladies and gentlemen, and Chris Whitton easing his way towards a seventh final victory. He would be easily the most successful TKM Extreme driver, but now it's Lask defending into the dogleg. Charlie King is going to get a great crossover move. Oh, Lask's gone in very deep. Here comes King. King to the inside, and Charlie King picks him up and says ta-da as he goes past. But that, I think, was a sign of saying, look, we tried to work together, and now Aaron Lask is going to try and return the favour. But up front, it's 7th heaven for Chris Whitton. He takes the win. King is second. A first podium for Aaron Lask in third. Joe Fowler comes home in 4th place. Ben Watson is 5th. Jack Saunders takes 6th, followed by Adam Sparrow, Spencer Lane, and Lee Whittingham in 9th place. Sam Johns rounds out the top 10. And Cian Bennett, Isaac Marsh, Megan Lawson, Ashton Cox, and Michael Cornell, your top 15. So it is win number 7 for driver number 5, Chris Whitton. And with 3 rounds to go in TKM Extreme this season, Chris Whitton can further march his way up the historical pecking order. He could end the season ahead of Danny Curl, ahead of Oliver Greenough as the second most successful driver in the modern era of the British Championship, behind Kai Hunter, who has 11 final wins. But a long way to go. Firstly, Chris Whitton has got to think about the championship. And as a Talco supported privateer driver, well, privateer drivers have got a habit of winning the TKM Championship. There is Tom Johnson Klassen Motorsports kart. Tom's final didn't even get underway, sadly. Hands in pockets, a sort of desultory bit of body language there. He's at the stand by that marshal post all race, watching his rivals go round. And not quite sure what went wrong, but something significant went wrong on the rolling lap, and it's going to be a long trudge back to the Classic Motorsport awning for Tom Johnson and Les Latham, the marshal there. And again, a big thank you to all the marshals, the most important people in all of motorsport, the Orange Army, who give up their time weekend after weekend after weekend, come rain or shine or anything in between, to allow everybody to go racing. Without the marshals, there would be no racing. It's quite simple. So that is, and there's another trolley. That's Kai Springfield wheeling his car. Well, that's very helpful of you, Kai, to give your mechanic a little bit less of a walk, but then he does give the mechanic the heavy end of the cart to lift onto the trolley. Well, I help you a little bit, you help me a little bit. Pointing down now. I'm not sure who was the assaulter and who was the assaultee in that accident between Springfield and Roth, but Springfield certainly came off worst, and they begin their long trudge back to Parc Fermé. Every kart has to go back to Parc Fermé, regardless whether they have finished the race or not, so that Paul Klassen and his team can inspect them and make sure that all was right and correct and proper and legal. Very shortly, Anthony Jordan will be down in the paddock with our podium sitter, starting with Chris Whitton. Anthony Jordan, take it away.
Thank you very much, Henry. Yes, down in the winner's circle with our race winner, Chris Whitton. Again, fabulous result for you. You're slowly becoming one of the most successful British karters in the UK. Your 7th British final win. That must be a nice feeling.
Yes, brilliant. Yes, brilliant. Especially to compare myself to everyone else in the other classes as well. It's really quite good.
How are we finding Rissington? This is a fabulous circuit. Have you raced here much?
Yeah, we've raced here quite a few times over the years and that, and luckily this weekend the kart's just been amazing, so we was lucky to get away at the end and win the race.
Championship is looking good for this season. You were 5th in the championship last year. Are we looking to fix that to a number 1 this year?
Yeah, definitely. It's everything's going to plan this year so far, so hopefully we can keep the momentum into the next round and into PF.
How are we feeling for the next round? I mean, yeah, is it thought the momentum's going strong? Were we still feeling that confidence?
Yes, pretty much. We've got sort of my worst of tracks out of the way now. I really do like Wilton Mill and especially PFI, so only the stronger tracks to come for me, really.
That's brilliant stuff. Who would you like to thank?
I'd like to thank my dad, my mum and dad, everyone at home that watches me, my mechanic Craig, and then Alan from Talco.
Brilliant stuff. Chris Whitton, congratulations.
Cheers, thank you.
Excellent. Now, a bit of a change-up with the top 3. Nose cone drop down for Charlie King, meaning Aaron Lask, your first British Champs podium, and it's going to be a P2.
Yeah, pretty happy with that. Obviously, I haven't been on the podium before, so just like to thank my dad. We weren't very fast here last weekend, and we've never really been at the front, but obviously now got a bit tuned, so pretty happy with that.
It was a solid performance from yourself. You kept up to the back of Chris Whitton for the majority of that one. Do you feel a bit of regret, though, for not going for the overtake early on in the race?
Not really. I wanted to stay with him, but I didn't want to make the move and then start having the rest catch up. So I could have made the move, but at the end it was just too quick, and that was it at the end of the day. I'll take the P2. It's points, so...
It's a solid result. You can be happy with that one. Who are you thanking?
Rob Saw Racing, got the car amazing, and my dad, he's never stopped believing in me, even when we've been having some pretty bad weekends. He's always been cheering me up, getting it ready and spending all his money, so big thank you to him, couldn't do it without him.
Oh, brilliant stuff. Well, congratulations on 2nd place. Let's chat to our, 3rd place man, you 3rd place man, Joe Fowler. You come through, you bring your number 3 in, and were you expecting that?
Not particularly. We really didn't get the weekend right up until that final. I was very slow and started in 8th, didn't have a good start, was down to like 10th or something, but then I had so much pace once we got going.
Do we know what the cause was for that being off pace?
Just a couple of little technical issues, and then we didn't get the setup right, and that's a lot of time around here because all the corners are pretty much the same, so you gain around every corner if you get the setup right.
Well, despite that, you're coming away with a British Champs podium, so it's a P3, a nice big smile on your face, so you're clearly happy with it. Who would you like to thank?
Big thanks to Classic Motorsport, Dave and Ash. The ARC was great. I was same pace as Whitton, and then obviously my mum, my dad, everyone else, my family, my friends.
Well, brilliant stuff. Well, congratulations on P3.
Cheers, thank you.
Excellent. There are our top 3 drivers for TKM Extreme. One more final to go. It's time for Junior TKM.
Thank you, Anthony. And again, good to see that. I mean, I think the extra pace shown by Joe Fowler, I mean, the collective hangover in the class of motorsport tent has dissipated completely. Or maybe the night out helped spur the whole team on and to get them a podium. We now move on to TKM Extreme. And finishing in 3rd place today for class and motorsport, it's Joe Fowler. Oh, there he is. Well done, Joe. 3rd last year in the championship, 3rd today. I think the collective class and motorsport hangover wore off by the time the final came around, which is why you were so quick. Now, another newcomer to the British podium, a newcomer as a driver and a newcomer as a team. For Rob Saw Racing in 2nd place, it's Aaron Lask. So Aaron makes it another. That's 3 second places for new drivers. It's the British Championship podium. But the winner today, in terms of British Championship history, he now stands with 7 wins, behind only some of the greats. He's got a lot more opportunities to move into 2nd place overall, but it's 7th heaven today for Chris Whitton and his winning mechanic, Craig Loughman. There we go, yeah. Thank you very much. Your TKM Extreme podium, ladies and gentlemen.